The beatings were every weekend, every Friday evening. We were marched up to a room, the upper room, and we were beaten. Our food consisted of one slice of bread and sometimes a cup of soup. That was in the good old days, because later on we didn't get anything. And then they said the beating and the picking out of the people who will die, who will not die, that happened every day. Life was horrendous. It was so bad that it took the Lord to open me up, to speak about it. I couldn't. I hope you understand that I could not speak about it. I was in, I believe, five or six camps. I went back to all of them. I had to. And the hanging and the beating, it was inhuman for anybody with the least amount of education.
For your forgiveness, and then the people that were behind you, said you had to forgive. Was it just in that instance that you forgave, or did you go through a process?
Oh, no, I went through a process. I went through Bible studies. I had about 20 Bibles on the floor around me. I went through quite a process until it went inside. Once it went inside, then I knew I could forgive.
Amen. All right.
It's not a word that says, okay, I forgive. No, that's not it. It has to come from down here.
I wanted to applaud you for coming out and doing the speaking, and I was just wondering how long it took after you were liberated before you could tell your story.
Ooh, it took the Lord to open my mouth. And I never held back when somebody said, oh, you are one of the survivors. Or, oh, you're a Holocaust survivor? And I would smile, say yes. It took a long time. But by then, I read the Bible. By then, I learned of the people in the Bible. And I said, am I better than they? So, the Lord was teaching me, not me.
Rose, I'll say certainly on behalf of all of us, we're glad you got to that point that you could share your story, because it's something that we all need to hear, my friends. You know, I don't have to tell you that all you got to do is, probably if you turn CNN on today, probably today, you would hear about events in the world turning against the Jewish people, turning against Israel.
Yeah, keep them in prayer.
Please keep Israel. Even today, this is happening more and more. You probably are seeing this. And so this is why it's so important for you to hear what Rose had to share here today. It's of critical importance. I really applaud you for coming out here today, for hearing some things that you knew would be painful to hear, but you need to hear. Listen, we say never again for a reason, but the only way that that happens is if we teach our children and we tell and we remember and honor the memory of those who perished. And then we also thank the good Lord for the people like Rose who He preserved. We also thank the Lord that in spite of the best efforts of the adversary, Hasatan, the devil, still the banner flies, still the Jewish people are preserved. Thank you, Lord, for that. Yes. Okay, well, we're going to close in just a moment in prayer.
See, the Lord is good.
Get out, and then when Titus, the Roman general, came back, he besieged it and then squashed it, crushed it, burned it, and took that temple apart stone by stone, so there wasn't one stone left upon another, because they wanted to dig out the gold and silver